Rev up your engines!
Well, as if 2024 wasn't bad enough for Ford with their recalls, 2025 isn't starting off too good. They now have a $1 billion crisis and lawsuits, and, of course, their reputation. Now, the biggest one, of course, is their EcoBoost engines. Those V6 twin turbos that blow up all the time. There are lawsuits against them that, if going through, could cost Ford billions of dollars to fix all those engines. Now, the small one is 270,000 vehicles are being recalled. They were all the ones made in Mexico with crappy batteries. They're going to have to replace 270,000 batteries, which is a reasonable amount of money, but it's nothing like replacing a whole bunch of engines. Those Ford 2.7 liter and 3 liter EcoBoost V6 engines, they're in everything, F-150, Bronco. Now, they're saying they built them wrong. They have defective valves, and if they got to recall all those and have to replace them, it would cost them at least $1 billion, if not more. Now, you know, Ford is going to fight this tooth and nail. You know, they make a mistake. They don't want to have to replace all those engines. They're going to fight it tooth and nail. But it's given them a horrible image. They used to think that you buy a Ford, they make good engines. Maybe their electrics are weak, they rust out and everything, but their engines are really strong. Well, guess what? When you have this image, people are going to start thinking, maybe I'll think twice about buying one of these things. Just like Toyota when they took the Tundra from a V8 to a twin turbo. Now they say they're going to replace 100,000 engines. They've lost their image. And if they lose their image, people buy cars on image that is strong, reliable. When they see things like that, hey, and with Ford, boy, if they lose this suit, they're going to be in you know what without a paddle. But, hey, we'll see what happens. My prediction is they won't make them replace them. There's too much money, and there's too much political stuff going on that I don't think they're going to. Well, you know, everybody's complaining about Elon Musk and his self-driving that runs into things. Well, Ford's BlueCruise hands-free driving is in trouble now because they're facing investigations over fatal crashes. There were 2 fatal crashes. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is upgrading its investigation into Ford hands-free technology after 2 fatal crashes involving all-electric Mustang Mach-E vehicles. Both of them were going about 70 miles an hour. People died in each wreck. I don't know why anybody would even trust those things. I think they're out of their mind. Give me that wheel. I would never want to be in a vehicle that is just no steering wheel and is driven by computer. No way. I want something. You have an emergency, you can turn the wheel. You can hit the brakes. You can stop the car, right? There was a crash in February 2024 in San Antonio and a crash in March of 2024 in Philadelphia where a Mustang Mach-E hit 2 stationary vehicles. It looks like they're not very good at picking up stationary vehicles, right? I mean, there's always going to be problems with the systems, why they even allow people to do them. They didn't hit the brakes. The guys didn't hit the brakes. The machine didn't hit the brakes. It just slammed right into them, and they killed people. So, hey, if you've got one of those in a Ford Mustang Mach-E, I'd say keep your hands on the wheels, your foot ready to hit the brakes, and maybe it can help you drive, but don't depend on it. You never know what these machines are going to miss. Well, sorry, you died because there was a glitch in the software. We're so sorry, you know? Hey, they need to investigate this stuff. Well, here's yet another reason not to buy a Kia hybrid. Here's an email, and the guy says, Scotty, I love your videos. I thought I'd like to share my experience with my Kia Sorento hybrid. I got it. We got 46 to 48 miles per gallon. Well, our check engine light for the EGR valve came on. At the next service, they said it was okay. 6,000 miles later, it still came on. This time they said they had to replace it. Of course, they didn't have the part in stock. So they scheduled for a few weeks later. I came in to get it done. They said it would take 3 hours. Well, 10 hours later, they said it was good to go. I didn't get 1 block away. It started shaking and stalling. I went back and said, fix it. For the next 32 days, they tried contaminated fuel, bad catalytic converter, only 40,000 miles in the car, and a myriad of things. Along the way, they broke them out in the car and had to order other parts. Eventually, they decided to check the EGR, and guess what? The second one fixed it. Lots of calls into regional services and corporate, no help. Only good thing is that Alabama, if a new vehicle is in service for 30 days or more, the lemon law kicks in. I sued him and got back $5,500 after I signed my no disclosure agreement. I think the problem is these hybrids are new and they don't even know how to fix them at the dealer. Well, that and it was a Kia, of course, right? They even knew it was an EGR and they still didn't fix it right. Then finally they did, but they wanted to charge him $5,500. Well, at least he got his money back. But do you want to get involved in crap like this? This is a relatively new vehicle. What's going to happen when they get older and people don't know how to fix them? You're really going to be up the creek without a paddle. Probably stay away from Kia hybrids. So Toyota makes such great hybrids. You want to buy a hybrid? Buy a Toyota. It's very complex technology. I know. I work on them, and I know how expensive they are to fix. And I say I'm sorry to people, but here's what this costs because I got to to do all this to replace this particular electronic module. I can only buy it at the Toyota dealer, and it costs a fortune, right? But at least the Toyotas don't break down until they get 200,000-300,000 miles or more. This Kia broke down when it had 40,000 miles on it. Well, a lot of people are into all-wheel drive cars. They like the idea of safety, driving in the rain and going in the snow, right? They got their positives in, they got their negatives, because, of course, if you have an all-wheel drive system and you got a tire that blows out, you're going to have to buy all 4 tires because they all have to be the same exact size or it'll screw up the all-wheel drive system. But be that as it may, there are some good ones and there are some bad ones. Now, here are some really good ones. If you're buying a new one, the 2025 Subaru Forester. It's standard equipment. Subarus are all, except for their sports car, all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. They know what they're doing. They made them for a long time. And if you really want one, that's not a bad one to get. And the next one's a 2025 Honda CR-V. Honda's also really good at making all-wheel drive systems. They've been doing it for quite some time. I see very few problems with them. And of course, the 2025 Toyota Camry, all-wheel drive. Same thing. Toyota makes excellent all-wheel drive systems. They really don't have that many problems with them. They can last basically as long as the car does. But then there's ones you shouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. The 2024 Volkswagen Taos has so many problems with their stupid dual clutch transmissions that guess what? In 2025, they're going back to an 8-speed automatic, not this dual clutch system that breaks down all the time. So stay away from that Volkswagen. I say stay away from Volkswagens anyways, but this is a particularly bad one. The all-wheel drive Volkswagen Taos. And another worse one, of course, is the 2024 Tesla Cybertruck. It was supposed to be off-road capable 4-wheel drive, blah, 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 and the things don't work worth beans off-road. People get stuck. I would never buy one anyway, but yet this is another reason not to go out and buy a Cybertruck. Interesting enough, Ram's top executive says no to being the CEO of Stellantis. He does not want to be the CEO of Stellantis. I don't blame him, right? He's the head of Ram, and he says he's into the vehicles. He's not into this executive stuff, and I don't blame him. He was interviewed by Newsweek, and here's what he said, quote, "Some people love business and some people love politics, but I love products." He wants to build the Ram brand back up because it slipped some, right? So a lot of people like Ram trucks. I'm not particularly a fan, but there are a lot of people out there, and they've slipped a lot recently, especially since Fiat and then Stellantis bought the company and it went downhill. So kind of interesting. He doesn't want to be in this political crap to be the CEO of Stellantis. He wants to run Ram truck and build it back up again. I say kudos to this guy. He doesn't want to do the BS. He wants to do the actual product. He likes trucks. He's into it. And I think Stellantis, if they have any brains, they should leave the guy alone, let him do his job. Instead of having the people above him telling him, oh, you should do this, or saying, oh, you can be the guy above now. He doesn't want to be the guy above now. Who would want to be involved in all that political crap? I agree with the guy entirely, 100%. Maybe he'll turn Ram around. I don't know. Honest guy says, I don't want to be the CEO of this company. What a pain in the butt that'd be. Stellantis is still a European company, and all the decisions are made in Europe, not here in the United States. Well, here's a hilarious one. A Japanese crossover that's built in Tennessee is outselling every Jeep and every Subaru. You'd never think it. Well, realize the Nissan Rogues are built in Tennessee. At least they're assembled in Tennessee, you know. There's a big question mark of where are things actually made. Now it's such a horse manure thing. Well, we put the wheels on over here and put them together. But whatever it is, they say they're made in Tennessee. Now in 2024, Nissan sold 245,723 Rogues in the United States. It's a reasonable amount, right? Almost 250,000. Everybody wants SUVs. And the thing about the Rogues are they cost less than their competitors. I personally would buy a Toyota SUV if I was going to buy one, but the Rogues are a lot cheaper, and that's how they sell them. Price means a lot to many people. That's one of the reasons that old Elon's going to have problems pumping his electric expensive cars, because they cost too much. Only a certain amount of people can afford that kind of money. They want something that costs less, right? I mean, if somebody ever comes up with a low-cost SUV electric vehicle that has a long range, they'll start to clean up a little in the United States, because there aren't any. They all cost too much money. Car manufacturers are not in the business of making cars. They're in the business of making money. They make money selling gas-powered SUVs, that's what they're going to make. A Toyota Camry, I just lately bought one here, brand new one, gets 51 miles a gallon, it's a hybrid. He paid 30 grand. Same dealership. So Toyota RAV4s for $15,000 more. The RAV4 is an SUV and people are nuts about SUVs, so they sell them for more money. They're in the business of making money. They don't want to make low-cost electric vehicles because the lower the cost, the less profit they have. It's just how it goes. They want to make the most profit per vehicle that they possibly can. Now, I'm not a fan of Nissan Rogues. I don't think they're great vehicles, but they sell a lot of them. People are buying them because of their price. And they're gasoline. They're not electric vehicles, so they know they can go reasonable distance with them, and so they're selling, where the electric vehicles aren't. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.